welcome, and welcome back. Convocation is a time of beginnings when the excitement of the upcoming year is plain, but before the various deadlines are truly looming. The new students of today will study a newly approved core curriculum, and all of us will enjoy a newly renovated Pearson's Hall, including the 60, as of today, who will live there, making it inhabited for the first time since 2009. Everyone at Maryville College is familiar with Pearson's Hall, but no one, I suspect, knows very much about Dr. Daniel Kimball, D.K. Pearsons, for whom the building is named. Yes, his last name was Pearsons, with an S and no apostrophe, although I have yet to meet the spell check software that is willing to believe it. So who was Daniel Kimball Pearsons? He was born on a Vermont farm in 1820, just 1 year after Maryville College was founded. Although a good student, he didn't have enough money to complete college. A benefactor loaned him $100, which allowed him to finish medical school, which at that time did not require a college degree. He never forgot both the difficulty in obtaining education and the generosity of those who made it possible for him to achieve his goals. As Dr. Pearson said, "I had been deprived of a college education through poverty, and I wanted to fix it so that these boys and girls, the sons and daughters of wage earners, should have the privilege of a college close to them so that they could get a liberal education." Although he was successful as a physician in Massachusetts, Dr. Pearsons grew restless and moved to the Midwest. He made his fortune buying and selling land in Chicago and other rapidly developing cities in the period after the Civil War. Then, beginning in 1889, he began a systematic effort at philanthropy to develop and encourage small colleges. One motivation was to counteract the example of John D. Rockefeller giving money to the University of Chicago, which Pearson saw as an effort to monopolize higher education on behalf of the rich, rather than extending its benefits to all. Dr. Pearson saw the small, church-related liberal arts college, us, as the best hope for helping students, especially those living in the rural South and West, helping those students develop both intellectually and spiritually. Before his death in 1912, he made substantial contributions to 47 colleges. He succeeded in his primary philanthropic goal, which was to serve as his own executor and die without any money. He gave away his entire fortune, except for the funds to pay his funeral expenses and one good suit of clothes in which to be buried. Most importantly, as today's scripture passage illustrates, we must identify and hold fast to what is eternal, rather than create a shallow vision that we then become. In Mere Christianity, C.S. Lewis put it this way: "If you read history, you will find that the Christians who did most for the present world were just those who thought most of the next. The apostles themselves, who set on foot the conversion of the Roman Empire, the great men who built up the Middle Ages, the English evangelicals who abolished the slave trade, all left their mark on earth precisely because their minds were occupied with heaven. It is since Christians have largely ceased to think of the other world that they have become so ineffective in this. Aim at heaven, and you will get earth thrown in. Aim at earth, and you will get neither." In a speech in honor of Dr. Pearson's 85th birthday in 1905, the president of Berea College emphasizes that success is not measured in terms of money accumulated. Most of us, if we succeed at all, must succeed in something else than in getting rich. But I do remind you that precisely that same struggle is before the most of us, and the same qualities are required for success, whatever we undertake, that is honorable and worthy in life. Maryville College has a history rich with examples of this form of success. The idealism and effort of Isaac Anderson established the principle that our doors were open to all who could benefit from the opportunity to study here. The heroic labors of Thomas Jefferson Lamar in reopening Maryville College after the destruction of the Civil War ensured that the work of Anderson would not be lost, but would instead be a foundation. G.S.W. Crawford, one of the 13 students who enrolled when the college reopened in 1866, returned as a professor and built Crawford House. Kin Takahashi, who led the campaign to build Bartlett Hall, brick by brick, is still the benchmark by which all other students are measured. Samuel T. Wilson and the board of directors gave 10% of the college's endowment to carry forward the work of educating African Americans when the state's Jim Crow laws enforced segregation on us in 1901. Ralph Waldo Lloyd and the board moved swiftly and decisively to reintegrate immediately in 1954. And 6 African American students, including Nancy Smith Wright and Shirley Carr Clowney, who are still actively engaged today with Maryville College and the community, bravely took up the challenge of coming to campus that year. Students celebrated the principles of scholarship, respect, and integrity by developing the Covenant in the 1990s, with which new students are very familiar because of the chance to participate in joining that covenant at Tuesday's ceremony. Alumni created Kin Takahashi Week, an ongoing opportunity for fellowship and service. The entire community had the vision to place a regional center for the fine and performing arts, the Clayton Center, on our campus. The ongoing efforts by the faculty to develop a curriculum that evokes the potential of students, by the staff to create an environment of success for students, and by the students themselves to aim for heaven and get earth thrown in. Some of today's faculty, staff, students, and alumni will be the next Anderson, Lamar, Takahashi, Wilson, Lloyd, Smith Wright, Carr Clowney. Let it be you.
In the 1930s, the bell at Maryville College developed a crack and needed to be replaced. The bell that was then installed in the Anderson Tower was from a local institution named Hastings College, also called the Freedmen's Normal Institute. This was a black college founded after the Civil War to educate freed slaves. That college later closed and its bell was put into storage until the 1930s when it was put into use at Maryville College. The newly installed bell rang out through the rest of the segregation era in solidarity with individuals prohibited from enrolling in our college. The Hastings College bell, now the Maryville College bell, has been ringing in the new academic year ever since. Let us recall when the bell tolls to begin this academic year that it is also a bell that proclaims justice and freedom. And now, remembering our continuing mission to grow in wisdom and search for truth, it is my privilege to announce that the 2015-2016 academic year at Maryville College has begun.